Well, it looks like Hillary Clinton might try to win the White House in the future with a blast from her husband's presidential past. Mrs. Clinton has not announced a run in 2016, but if she does, she has hired her husband's final chief of staff, John Podesta, as campaign chairman. Podesta is also a current senior advisor to President Obama, but reportedly will leave that post within a few weeks. Our political panel today is Vince Colonese, executive editor of The Daily Caller, and Shira Center, politics editor at Roll Call. Welcome to both of you. Interesting topic. Shira, does this put to an end any question about whether or not Hillary plans to run?
You know, I don't have $10,000 like Mitt Romney, but if I did, I would bet it all that she is going to run in 2016. I think there's very little question at this point. She not only brought on John Podesta, there's been reports she's already brought on a campaign manager, Robbie Mook, and also a pollster, Joel Benenson. So it's really clear that she's starting to bring staff together. And I can't underscore enough how key staff will be for her 2016 bid. Her 2008 bid, the campaign operation, was rife with infighting. There was a whole lot of drama that really, in many ways, damaged her prospects that cycle. So it's going to be key for her to not only have a team that gets along well together, but also a mix of people she trusts from the Clinton years and also new faces from the Obama campaign.
All right, Vince, what does John Podesta bring to the job? What does he bring to the table?
Well, he's the quintessential Washington insider. He is the definition of Democratic establishment. So what Hillary's decided to do is what the RNC is already calling is Obama's third term, bring in an Obama insider. And truly, this guy has been a long-time insider in the Democratic Party, going back to the days of Bill Clinton, throughout his time in office as the President of the United States. So now you're bringing in John Podesta, who is establishment. And this is the type of campaign she wants to run. And specifically, bringing him in this early is a signal that she's hoping to quell what is actually some grumbling that's happening on the left. The Democratic left is very concerned right now that Hillary Clinton's being classified as the inevitable nominee. They're hoping that John Podesta can come in and secure that for them and get rid of that grumbling before a real infighting begins inside of this primary process.
Well, she had stumbles, obviously, last time around in the 2007 era, Shira. Does this mean, you know, by bringing in a grown-up, I guess, to run the campaign, does she hope to put aside some of those problems that bedeviled her campaign before?
I think that's the goal, right? The question is she going to overcorrect in that matter, right, and not hire the right people? Again, it's just going to be very key to her success is the kind of people she brings in. And their first decision is going to be, when does she announce her campaign, right? She doesn't want to get in too early because that leaves her vulnerable in the long run to maybe an insurgent candidate from the left. But she doesn't want to get in too late either because she needs to start fundraising. She needs to start building infrastructure in some of the initial primary states as well.
She's got Priorities USA Action, Vince. Sure. That's the group that helped elect Barack Obama. Supposedly, you know, has this incredible list of email addresses, names, and so forth. Incredible ability to mobilize voters. As long as they are helping her, and she's also got the Ready for Hillary campaign organization, does anybody else have the ability to pull support on the Democratic side?
Well, isn't that the interesting scenario? So what you have is all of Team Obama is deciding to throw its resources in behind Hillary. You got John Podesta leaving the Obama White House. You have Priorities USA. And my question continues to be, what does this say to Joe Biden? We all know Joe Biden wants to run for president of the United States, except now, after doing all this for the White House, all he does is go out to public events, he cuts ribbons, he gets blamed every time the White House does anything wrong. He's been taking the brunt of this for 6 years. And now how do they repay him? Hey, guess what? We're throwing in behind Hillary. It's kind of amazing.
Here's a question from Ed Rogers. He's the Republican who is frequently making appearances on Fox. But he says in the Washington Post, a few recent decisions by Clinton's team have left me wondering whether Hillary Clinton is stuck in a time warp and how that will impact her 2016 presidential run. She should be making moves to present herself as the fresh new Democrat for the next era. But recently, she seems to be doing the exact opposite. Podesta is very capable, but is he fresh or new? Will he inject the Clinton campaign with a shot of adrenaline? Sorry, but no. Obviously, this from a Republican partisan, Shira, but does he have a point?
He does have a point, but I don't think John Podesta is going to be the only person at the main table where she makes her decisions. I'd be shocked if she doesn't bring in some people from the Obama campaign to that very, very high level where she makes all of her strategic decisions. And also, speaking of the Democratic primary as a whole, forget Joe Biden for a second. What about Elizabeth Warren? She is really to the left of Hillary Clinton on a lot of issues. There are already draft movements in place for her in some of the primary states. She said she doesn't want to run. She said she has no plans on running. She said she is not running. But this has got to look a little tempting to her the longer Hillary Clinton takes to announce.
But she always says, I am not running, present tense. That always leaves open a change of mind tomorrow. That's what it seems to me anyway.
No, she's definitely, for sure. And now she's saying the future tense, too. She was asked by Fortune magazine about this question, and she said, no, I will not run for president.
All right, maybe that's definitive. Vince Colonnese.
Romney said the same thing, so.
That's right. Center. Thank you both.
Thanks.